Hey everyone, and welcome to Quick Review, where I was going to review Devil May Cry 5 today until all of my gameplay footage mysteriously disappeared. So instead, I'm going to be looking at Quest Hunter. I found this game on Steam and decided to give it a try. It had an interesting style to it, and it's been a while since I got to enjoy a great action RPG. Unfortunately, that streak has not been broken. I'm still waiting for a great action RPG. Not to say that Quest Hunter is bad, it just isn't great. The reality is, Quest Hunter has taken a formula that exists and simplified it. There aren't any complex loot systems, no large skill trees, and stat allocation bounces between 4 categories: health, attack, armor, and shield. It's pretty straightforward. You also have the ability to craft new items and upgrade existing items. One of the first problems I experienced in this game was related to loot. The backpack you start with is really small. You have just enough space to carry crafting items and healing items. If you pick anything else up, it's too much. This became incredibly tedious until I upgraded my backpack. Also, when you discard items, they wind up on the ground, and there's a really good chance you'll accidentally pick them up again. Combat in this game doesn't have too much diversity to it. At its core, melee is spamming left click to swing your sword at enemies. That's it. The diversity comes from the skills you can unlock as you level. Some of the spells are pretty fun, and everything seems relatively well balanced. Except for freeze, which allows you to freeze your enemies. If you choose to abuse it, every encounter, every boss can be boiled down to one thing: freeze the enemy, hit them for a few seconds, run away, wait for freeze to come off cooldown, repeat. Quest Hunter would benefit from diversity in combat, but it's not horrible. One place where Quest Hunter separates itself is its visual style, which I think is pretty interesting, because the entire game seems to be based off of assets from the Unity Asset Store. I say that because I'm pretty sure I've used a large chunk of these assets myself. I don't know what the game's budget was, I don't know if they had a dedicated design team, but what I genuinely like is that they were able to take assets from a market, change up some shaders, and piece a bunch of assets together to create a cohesive world. The game does a good job at looking the way it wants to look. There is a story to Quest Hunter. It's there, but it's not too prominent, which is typical for these kind of games. It keeps you moving forward and gives everything a reason to change, but it doesn't take the game over. My only real critique is that Quest Hunter sort of skips over any sort of tutorial. Buttons aren't really explained to you, and there are definitely some mechanics like searching for treasure and crafting which you just have to figure out yourself. I should add, the game is also co-op compatible, and while it doesn't change anything, it's nice that it's an option. There's also another game mode which basically boils down to a wave-based survival minigame. And that's pretty much it. Quest Hunter is a decent game. It's successful on delivering on its core mechanics. It's a simple, straightforward action RPG. It's not a game I'll go back to, but it was good enough, and I can imagine people enjoying it. Don't forget, this is just in my opinion. If you disagree, feel like I left something out, or just want to suggest a game for me to take a look at and review, leave a comment. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and check back weekly for more reviews.